component here is the lower limbs. So the same as what I did in the axial skeleton video, I will discuss each one of these 4 components one by one, but this time I will combine pectoral girdle together with the upper limbs. I will do the explanation together, and then I will also explain the pelvic girdle together with the lower limbs. Because the girdles here are used to attach the limbs. So you need to have the pectoral girdle in order for you to attach the upper limbs, the arms. You need to have the pelvic girdle as well in order for you to attach the lower limbs. Okay. All right. Now let's bring in the diagram that involves under the pectoral girdle and the upper limbs. Okay, so this is the diagram of the pectoral girdle. So this is the pectoral girdle over here, and this is the lower limb, one of the arms. Okay, let's look at the pectoral girdle first. Pectoral girdle is simple. What you need to know about pectoral girdle is there are 2 different bones forming the girdle. So the first bone is known as clavicle bone, or you can also call this as the collarbone. So we have one pair of collarbone. You can actually see the collarbone at the shoulder part of your body. Very visible. And then you also have the scapula here, another bone, which is also known as the shoulder blade. So this shoulder blade of yours, you can find it at the back part of your body. Your shoulder. So together the collarbone and the shoulder blade, they form the pectoral girdle. And then the upper limb, which is the arm, actually attaching itself to the pectoral girdle, the combination of the clavicle and the scapula. Now for the upper limbs, the same thing. You need to know the bones that are involved in forming a complete upper limb. So the first bone for the arm is the bone known as the humerus. And some people, they like to call this as the funny bone because humor. And then attaching to the humerus is 2 smaller bones known as radius and ulna. I would like you to use this kind of method in naming the radius or pronouncing the radius and ulna, which is pronouncing radius first and then later ulna. I will explain the reason why I want you to pronounce radius first and then later ulna. So always pronounce it as radius and ulna, not the other way around. Reason later I will tell you. And then at the end of the radius and ulna down here, this is your palm bones here. So you also need to know the name of the palm bones that are involved here. So the first part of the palm is known as the carpals. So carpals are actually forming your wrist, the part of the wrist. So let me write here, wrist. And then you also have metacarpals. So this is the longer part of your fingers. And then the tip of the metacarpals are another set of bones known as the phalanges. So there you have it. Upper limbs are comprising of several bones here. So the first bone is humerus, a bigger bone here connected to the pectoral girdle, and then at the end of the humerus you have 2 smaller bones known as radius and ulna. Always pronounce radius first and then ulna. And then you have the palm bones, starts with the carpal, the wrist. And then you have your metacarpals, the longer fingers, and then the tip of your fingers are known as the phalanges. Alright, now back to why I want you to mention radius first and then ulna. So this is very critical because they will always love to ask you to identify or to name the bones. So if they give you a plain diagram like without the labels, you need to be able to label the diagram correctly. Most students will get confused in identifying radius and ulna. So how do we make it simple? This way, by naming the radius first and later ulna. This is actually showing you that radius has the most attachment to the palm. So you can clearly see it here. So this part of radius has the most